Morning ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another day of the video diary. How's it good today? Today it's a Tuesday, we're on campus and I've got a working camera battery now so far, touch wood. Woke up decent time again today, got ready, had enough time to have a shave in the morning, which is good, and now we are on campus. Took me a semi-decent time to get here. I have to go the long way because I'm trying to keep my car clean, so I'm going the ring road way instead of the dirty like country lane way, which is mildly annoying but no big deal. I'm on campus now. I've got a lecture at 9 o'clock, which is a cryptography lecture, so I'm going to sort out some admin before that. It's 8 o'clock now. I'm going to sort out some emails I need to send, and I'm going to start looking into HCI papers to do. Tomorrow is a day that I can spend programming, so I'm going to try not to do much programming today. Don't know how well that's going to go, but I'm going to try my best. Otherwise, in the afternoon, I have a test drive. After all my lectures, I'm going to go test drive a Clio, a Renault Clio, 2007 plate, and it's got 66,000 miles or something. But they also have a Volkswagen Fox. Now I know a Fox is like the cheapest Volkswagen, but it's still a Volkswagen. It's a 2010 plate and 13,000 miles. So I think that might be a good goer, if they've got it still. I don't know, I've seen it on the website, I haven't seen it out there. It's really windy. So if they've got the Volkswagen Fox, I may consider looking into that as well, because Volkswagens are good. Even though it's a cheap Volkswagen, surely it's still good, right? Question is it too small and whatnot? But anyway, so let's go to the library, let's get some admin done, lad. Home, time jump, sorry. Been bloody busy today again. And I make myself a cup of tea as well because I'm bloody gasping. I'm gasping for brew. I want to moan at the moment, firstly, because the place that I was going to go test drive that Clio, we said we'll test drive it like a different day because it was like right at the back of their garage, so it gave them like a day to move forward. Either way, they sold it yesterday, but they had this Fox that I was talking about, and so I went to go and test drive it. I rung them up and I said, "Oh, your Clio is sold because it's got off your website. Can I test drive the Fox instead?" And they're like, yeah, sure, come at the same time, blah, 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 blah. So I get there, the Fox is at the back, obviously. Which is, I swear, some kind of con play to be like, I can't be asked to sit and wait for 30 minutes, or however long it's going to take you to pull out all these cars so I can test drive it. So the car stayed there, and like, I got there. And what is it with car dealerships, or places, specifically that place, for feeling like they need to pour golden syrup all over the floor? They just need to grease everything. So I'm walking around, I'm like fucking walking like I'm on ice. Like, you know when you're like, just like little steps because you think you're on ice and I'm going to slip over at a moment's notice. So I'm like walking around it, feeling like I'm going to slip. I get in the Fox and the Fox felt really cheap. Like really cheap. It did, like it had manual fucking windows. It was horrendous. Like, I'm sure it might have been alright to test drive, but it felt cheap. It didn't feel like an upgrade. And at 3 times the price of my Punto, it should. So I feel like we're probably going to be better off looking for things that are larger. Because like the Foxes are cheap anyway. They're like 8 grand to buy outright brand new. So I think we're better off getting a car that's more like more substantial, but it's cheap because it's older, as opposed to that one which was less substantial and cheap because it's cheap, even though it was new and had very little miles. I'm sure it'll be okay, but yeah, anyway. So I think we're going to be looking more at things like Clios, which I still haven't done yet. Like literally probably the exact same. Puntos, Fiestas and Swifts are still in the running, but I haven't found any of them for a semi-decent price or distance. So that's life, ladies and gentlemen. But otherwise, another thing I wanted to complain about, because of this fucking greasy ass floor, I stalled my car 3 times on the way home. 3 bloody times. Most partially because it's covered in traffic and whatnot. Secondly, because my feet are covered in so much bloody grease. Oh gosh. My feet are fucking sliding all over on the pedals. I'm like fucking like this, like bloody doing the river dance. To cut a long story short, I'm pissed, and mainly because it was a very, very unproductive bloody day. I didn't even drive it. I didn't even test drive a car. It was like, oh, we do like this thing where basically, like, subject to the test drive, it's a £200 deposit. Like, I don't care about the car that much, mate, to fucking do it anyway. So, that's life. Otherwise, what's gone on? I was sorting out emails and stuff this morning and going through some notes on my Surface and whatnot in the library. I left the library, and as I walked out, Andy walked this way. So I walked with Andy to the next lecture, and then we went an hour of cryptography. Bloody boring, those hours of cryptography, but we get there. We then went from the cryptography lecture to the lab, again with Andy. Sat in the lab doing work. I was sending emails off. I'm talking about what the emails are in a minute. And also doing a load of reading for advanced HCI. Which, speaking of which, I need to do a daily vlog as well. Oh God, I'm just gasping for a cup of tea at the moment. I was doing reading for HCI and stuff, sending off bloody loads of emails, and then I moved on to do a little bit of programming because I'm going to sit and do some note typing up and stuff tonight, which should hopefully catch me up on things, or maybe reading papers and stuff. I'll probably do that actually when Laura's here. So there's that. We then had the last cryptography lecture. Oh no, went to a guest lecture today where they were trying to get engineers and whatnot to become patent attorneys. And I'm relatively interested in the patent process, so I went to go and listen to see if I could, like, from the other side of the table, essentially figure out what was going on. Essentially, shit creek on a pad would spring to mind. And then what else? What else? Then it was cryptography, and then I came home the long way because I had to go via this thing, stuck in a lot of traffic. Happy birthday, Jamie. Wait, yeah, that's that. That's that, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, emails today. I've been sending off a lot of emails with reference to my final year project. My supervisor seems to have gone into overdrive and is just pulling up options for me, as in, like, things that could take it beyond the remit of a final year project, i.e. turning it into either a product that I build for some, like this weird scheme thing, or start it as a company. I sent off 2 different things to people at the university. One's to see if I can apply to join the Innovation Centre, which is like a university thing where there's like office space and things like that, and they give you like facilities and computers and shit and a grant to do your work, like to spend on the project and all that kind of stuff. And then another one to a guy who is in charge of a computer science entrepreneurship pot, to just be like, hey, tell me more about this pot of money and how I can get it. And while I'm exploring down this venture, fundamentally I don't think it's going to happen because it's a lot of financial instability in a year that we don't need it. Next year, if Laura gets into doing her law thing, we need a steady income. And taking this grant thing, essentially, I take the grant, I invest that into the company, and essentially I wouldn't really be able to pay myself a salary, particularly. So it'll be strange. Depends on the size of the grant, obviously. If it's like 50 grand, I can pay myself 10. But, so there's things. But yeah, so I did that, and then also I emailed to inquire about the possibility of taking my project to a company and figure out the advantages and disadvantages of doing that. It's like a knowledge transfer partnership thing where I go and produce software for a company for 3 years, technically employed by the University of Bath, but working there doing a version of my project, and then I will be able to leave there with a load of experience and potentially whatever. So yeah, I don't really know the details of that either, so that's that. But yeah, it's been hectic today. I just want to chill out, but I've got stuff to do. And ladies and gentlemen, it's nearing 11:15 and I'm going to end my video so that I can just go and chill basically. Laura went to bed earlier than normal because she's feeling a bit ill, so I told her to go to bed early so that she can sleep it off. I think I just found Graham's hidden food stash. So she was storing her food in there. Now look, the little sneaky one. She's got a little food pile there. I'm just giving her some more food. Hamsters are weird, man. That used to be the corner she wheezed in. Might still be the corner she wheezed in. Annoying. He's wild. So yeah, it's also quite cold in here, hence the blanket. But yeah, so tonight hasn't been particularly productive. I'm about to go off and do a little bit for like an hour or so. Try and get rid of some admin. Clear out the way so I can spend like a decent amount of time doing stuff tomorrow, like actively. Just getting shit done. So we looked into tactics for cars and things. We had a lovely dinner of stew and baguette, which means I have a lovely sandwich tomorrow with tiger bread baguette. I can't bloody wait. Although, credit where credit's due, Sainsbury's tiger bread baguette isn't as nice as Tesco's, I don't think. So, although it cuts better. But, yeah, the other one, this is a lot harder. Although maybe the date was a bit off. Maybe it was like coming anyway. And then we just kind of watch TV and stuff. Laura's ill, so I'm like trying to spend time with her and things. And also, my Surface, I was working on it. I pulled it out to do some work. And like it wouldn't recognise the keyboard, and I had to update it so that it would recognise the keyboard. And there's a lot of things that have like... It's probably the computer I've had the most problems with, that Surface. It's quite like... relatively scary how much has gone wrong with it, and I've had to like fix or try and get work around and things like that. It's quite strange. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna head off into my office, do a little bit of admin, organisation and stuff for tomorrow. I'm not going to stay up long. Actually, I'm quite tired. Tomorrow we are going to finish our implementation of my own internal test runner. That's the plan. That's on the cards. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you later.